We'll start on the right side with Gabe.
Trevor, can you take us through some overthrows early? Was it just kind of being amped up early? And how much did that 32-yard run, the last play of the first quarter, kind of get you off and running?
Yeah, we didn't start as quickly as I hoped we would. There's not a whole lot of explanation for that, just besides execution. I think we got to execute better coming out of the gate. But we settled in, obviously, and got some big plays going there, especially that big second quarter for us, and then to start the third quarter as well. And so, we responded in a good way, but I'd like to see us start a little faster.
Right up front, Travis.
Yeah, did you like the tempo that the offense was able to run today, or did you feel like sometimes you kind of struggled to get into the rhythm that y'all wanted, especially at the beginning?
I like the tempo we had going today, especially when we were going real fast. We were driving up and down the field and hitting our short little throws that turn into big plays down the field. And that's kind of our identity as an offense so far is tempo, getting that rhythm. And I think we did that enough today.
Here on the right side, Brent.
Coach Sumlin kind of said, I think the quote was, you have some nerves for an older guy, and he has to remind himself, you haven't really played in 19 months. How do you go about kind of managing those nerves? Because you're kind of naturally an amped-up guy anyway. So how do you go about approaching that during a game?
I wouldn't say they're necessarily bad nerves. Just figuring out who I am at the beginning of a ball game and settling in and making the plays that I know I'm capable of making. I am kind of an amped up type player with the run and pass type of stuff that I do, but kind of a focus for me this past week was footwork in the pocket, sitting in there and being a deliverer of the ball, and I think I did a pretty good job of that today.
We'll go on the far left side to Colin, then we'll go to the back.
Seemed like you guys kind of emphasized getting Speedy Noel the ball, especially early. What did you like what you saw from him today, especially getting the touchdown?
Yeah, he did a great job. There's a few plays we should have connected on. I'm thinking of one down the left side going into the end zone. Those are things that are gonna come. It's still only week 2, and we'll make those plays down the stretch. But I was excited for Speedy to be back in there. I heard Coach Sumlin saying he's an explosive player and he's capable of being one of those top tier guys in this league. And so he's going to continue to progress as he has since I've gotten here. So it's going to be fun to watch.
We'll go to the back, Daryl, and then we'll come up to Zach right up front.
Trevor, you guys have said all week long, leading into this game, that it's about us. So did you guys do what you wanted to do with us to get ready for SEC play next week?
Absolutely, I think we did. You put 67 points up on the board. You pitch a shutout on the defensive side. That's about us. Do I think we can still improve in so many different areas? Yes. We did not play our best game of football today, but we put a lot of great things on tape that we can learn from going into our conference opener against Auburn next week.
For left front, Zach.
Trevor ran the ball quite a bit today. Was that anything that you and Coach Mazzoni had talked about over the previous week? Was that a point of emphasis at all, or is that just something you do on the fly when all the other options are closed?
There was a few designed run plays where you got a zone read or something like that I pulled the ball and ran, and then a few of the other ones were stepping up in the pocket and seeing an opening and just going for it. The touchdown actually was a pass play that I just stepped up in the pocket and got out of there. And so, yeah, some of it's improvisation and some of it's, design run plays. But, that's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I'm capable of doing, but I want to get the ball in those running backs' hands. I want to get the ball in hands like Christian Kirk. I mean, you get the ball to him, 3 yards down the field, and he turns it into a big touchdown play. So that's kind of the mentality going forward. But if there's something there, yeah, I can tuck it down and run it.
We got time for a few more right up front. Travis, and we'll go to Colin.
Y'all talked a lot about Keith Ford's explosiveness in the beginning. Is today a little bit more kind of like what y'all have been talking about, and what did you see from him today?
I think he did a great job in the first game as well. But he runs hard. He can have a little finesse as well, and he's just an all-around back, and that's what you like in a guy like that, a guy that can play every snap, but we do have a guy in Trevion Williams and a guy in James White that can come in there and provide a spark as well. So Keith's performed really well the first 2 weeks, but I see him to continue to improve, but also those other two guys to get in the mix and make that really a group of 3 that can put a hurt on some people.
Far left, Colin, then we'll go to Ben, and Daryl will wrap us up.
Trevor, what's it like as an offense to be sitting on the bench watching your defense pitch a shutout?
That's big time. you know, for us as an offense, we always talk about those defensive guys getting us back on the field, because when we're on the field, we're scoring points. When they're on the field, you know, the other team has an opportunity to do that. And so, you know, to pitch a shutout, that's hard to do in any league. I don't care who your opponent is. And, you know, you had the blocked field goal when they got down there in scoring position, and then, you know, a turnover or two and a safety. They made a bunch of plays all over the field that allowed them to pitch that shutout, and that's what you want to do, obviously.
Ben, and then Daryl will wrap us up.
You know, Trevor, what's the reaction like on the sidelines when Connor gets in there and he gets to play quarterback snaps?
Yeah, that's big time. He appreciates those reps more than I think he would know. You know, for a guy that's been here going on his 5th year and not seeing a whole lot of playing time at all, he's found his role as the holder, and he does an incredible job of that. But you know, playing quarterback is what he loves to do, and so that was cool for him, and I'm glad he got to do that. But I would say Connor McQueen is one of the best teammates I've ever been around, and I say that because he's got energy every day. He brings energy. He's found himself as a leader on a team where he's never earned leadership by playing, and that's just the type of guy he is. And so I'm excited that he got in there today, and yeah, I'm really happy for him.
All right, in the back, Daryl.
Trevor, I don't want to take anything away from your win today, but how soon do you flip the page and go, okay, we're playing championship play next Saturday? I mean, when do you guys start preparing for that, or has that already happened when you guys started walking off the field?
Yeah, you know, you take one game at a time. We're going to enjoy this one for now, and I'll turn on some college football tonight and hopefully watch my brother get a win up in Norman. And tomorrow we'll watch the film, put this one behind us, and then move on to Auburn. But yeah, you know, you can't overlook the fact that we start conference play next week on the road, our first road game against a really quality opponent that played, you know, number 2 Clemson last week, really close. And so we got our work cut out for us, but we're excited for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you for the time, Trevor.
Awesome.